right now. Oh, hello.
Well, yeah. Well, we can kick it off. I can kick it off.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast. Probably episode 185. I don't know if we'll release it in order or out of order.
We'll see.
But we're here with another podcast favorite. We're having all our favorites back on this week.
I'm a favorite. This is amazing.
You are. I mean, well, because you're the resident therapist. Everybody, welcome.
That's actually kind of scary.
Anastasia Doulamis back to the podcast.
Anastasia Doulamis, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Did you notice how I fixed my voice?
You brought it down an octave.
Yeah. Thanks for slowing it down for me.
I appreciate you letting me light a candle in your household.
Mm-hmm.
The candle of choice was clarity.
Oh.
Is that the scent?
Is that really the label of it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
fitting.
I felt like it was very fitting for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
because I don't have. I know you are a psychologist and
therapist, but I'll take the promotion and the title. That's fine.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know much, and I think they're the same.
Okay, that's great. I'll take it.
And I don't pay for things, and I feel like I have to maximize this time I have with you. So
that's right, the free hour. I love how Chase dropped his voice an octave, and he lit a candle that was labeled clarity. I love how they label things instead of a scent, because clarity is not a fucking scent. Clarity is a state of mind or a thought, like thinking clearly.
All right,
lavender is a scent.
No, but that's a good marketing scheme.
I know, but it's
because this is what people want nowadays.
Lies.
Well, they want to attach themselves to things in hard times. You know, someone's going down the aisle like TJ Maxx with a bad day, and they're like, "Ooh, clarity candle! Like that's going to help my day today."
I need clarity in my life, so I'll buy the scented candle, not actually get clarity.
Yeah,
makes it a little bit easier.
I don't have neither, so
I know, no, and nor do you have a Target card, so why bother going?
I don't have a Target card. I don't think the only card I have is a green card, next expired. So,
don't tell anyone.
How do you clear that up? Is that a thing?
Well, the card is expired. My status hasn't expired.
Okay. I was going to say, you don't want to advertise that.
How does can your status expire?
I'll check on that. And I'll get back to you on that, Randy. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I've been saying that for the past few years.
Probably not the right question to ask on air.
ICE is going to break through the door right now.
No, right? Kick us in. He'd be the first live ICE raid caught on podcasting. But we buried the lead. The big news is, so I called Anastasia or texted her. I was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you back on the podcast." It's been, I looked it up, since June 26th of 2019.
That's right.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, a lot has changed since." And I didn't tell Chase until he showed up. Mm-hmm. But the big news is Anastasia is pregnant.
I'm with child, I know.
We won't get into whether or not it was on purpose.
It wasn't, but it's fine. It was a happy mistake.
Sure. Well, my first question to her was, I said, I'm pregnant and I'm engaged. And I asked, what happened first?
Right. And my response when you told me that was, why and when did this happen?
Yeah, it was why, when. It was actually two whys and a when, is what it really was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And well, let's start with the first question. Why?
Well, when you have sex...
No, but why? I mean,
times.
Obviously, but you could have been had to use a contraceptive. You could have gotten it taken care of, as the kids say. You know, there was options.
Shmortion.
Well, it's not even a shmortion anymore. Just get the morning after pill. You know what happened?
Well, no, because once you can conceive, you can't do the morning after pill.
Yeah, but you knew you know how you conceive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you could have dealt with it the following morning. So you had to roll the dice. That night, the next morning, and then weeks thereafter.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, wow, I am fertile. I honestly thought I wasn't that fertile, but apparently I am at 33, which is amazing.
Congratulations.
Great news of being fertile.
I'm always fertile.
Chase, he's with child right now.
I'm barren as we speak. I'm losing weight, so maybe something's happening.
That's right. A little bit.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, that's good, man. How do you feel?
Right now, I feel great. The first trimester, no one tells you that you feel like you get hit by a bus. Like, I thought I had the flu for the first 2 months.
So how far along are you now?
Now I'm 4.5 months.
Okay.
So almost 5 months.
All right. And what's like the baby the size of a fucking watermelon?
Avocado or something like that.
Avocado?
Yeah.
So I would still eat this baby.
Mm-hmm. You can still eat the baby.
Gotcha.
Wow.
You are our first pregnant guest. And I don't know how I feel about it.
It's kind of weird to do this soberly. Honest to God. Like, I usually get some drinks before.
I'm not sure about that.
Some people may not know.
Some people may not have even told us.
Oh, you never know if somebody might have had a miscarriage or an abortion and they didn't know while they were on the air. We've had plenty of female guests.
I'm sure we had a few guests that definitely had a few
Or
miscarriages.
they could be like me and not know they're pregnant for 2 months.
That's right. 2 months. The first month you didn't realize, hey, where the fuck's my period?
Well, I was at work. We got hacked by international hackers. So it was so stressful at work that I just thought I was stressed out. And then by the second month, not stressed or the flu, just pregnant.
Okay. Wow.
Got it. So you just taught me something. So a woman can miss a period, and that's actually considered normal.
I've missed a period before, and it was fine.
Right. And then you can have another one.
It's the second one that I was like, okay, now this is weird. Like the first one, you're kind of like, maybe I'm stressed out.
Maybe I got it. It was a light one, something.
Yeah, maybe something was a light. Maybe it's something that you could kind of like think about for a little bit. But then the second one, no. Like anyone who goes beyond 2 months, I'm just like, how did you not realize your period didn't come for 6 months?
Well, that's why I'm always surprised by those it was just like some crazy lady in fucking West Texas or up in the Pacific Northwest. Like, oh, I just forgot that she was pregnant and just absolutely accidentally shat out a kid in the toilet one morning. You ever hear these stories of women that didn't know they were pregnant? They gave birth. Actually, it happens all the time.
There was one on what show was it? Like Dr. Phil or something like
it's
that.
Always Jerry Springer, Dr. Phil. One of these
one
fucking jag-off TV.
And she had triplets.
Triplets. That's a little much.
But she was bigger, like in her defense. So
I know, yeah, but one baby I can get, but 3 babies in you, I don't care how fat you are, you got to know that there's 3 babies in that.
I think that's all bullshit. Like, you don't know there's something like moving around.
But not only that though, my body has changed so much with just one kid that I'm like, how did you not notice all these other things over 9 months?
Discuss these changes. What are we talking about here?
Like itchy skin, like very, very itchy skin. Mm-hmm. Gums are bleeding a little bit more often.
Gums are bleeding?
Mm-hmm. Your gums bleed a little bit more often.
Women go through a lot of stuff, Randy, when they have a kid.
It's not just that your boobs get bigger. That's not the only thing. Randy's like, tell me what happened.
No. I've once seen a woman with child's bare breasts.
Oh, I think you told me about that. Someone flashed you.
Yeah.
When she was pregnant.
I won't name names, but it was family friends of mine. She was pregnant. Her husband was bragging about the boobs. That's how I met Sarah, or not met Sarah, but that's one of the first. One of the first nights Sarah came out. Me and my friends went to go have sushi, and a wager was made, and she came through and she whipped them out for the table, and they were bigger. They were bigger. I will say that.
Yeah, like mine are much bigger than before.
Doesn't look like it.
Thank you. I'm like, that's amazing. But you know what I mean? There's just a lot of changes to your body that happen. And it's like you feel like there's an alien inside of you.
There is.
And it's like taking over your body.
Do you know if it's a boy or girl yet?
We're gonna wait.
Why the fuck would you do that? You guys don't. You guys are.
We want more surprises. We want more surprises in our life.
This is ridiculous. Oh no! So how do you prepare? We're just getting all yellow shit.
I mean, the nursery doesn't really need to be decorated like right when the baby comes. You can do it slowly. Yeah, like all you need is a crib. Like a crib doesn't have to be blue or pink.
You guys thinking about names?
Yeah, we're doing some boy names, some girl names.
Okay, you telling people yet?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay,
about the baby or people?
Well, it's kind of obvious now.
Okay, just making sure.
Like, did Anderson gain some weight?
I have clarity going on. I want to make sure things are clear.
Yeah, you want to make sure things are up on the up and up.
No, of course you care about the baby.
So what are we going with names?
Off the top of my head, what do we think of? For girls, Rafaela. Is it closer? Oh, Rafaela. What else do we think? Olivia, Stella, I think. Just off the top of my head. I can't remember.
What about Xena? Like the warrior princess.
That's 2.
And Gustavo for a boy.
Gustavo? How about
Gustavo sounds like he gets some pussy. Let's be honest here, guys.
Gustavo sounds like he would get beat up in elementary school.
Yeah, but then he's got all that fucking, especially if you got the Greek look, forget about it. Gustavo cleans up. He's going to be hairy, though.
He'll be hairy.
Guys named Gustavo or Hairy?
I got better names.
What are your ideas?
Chase Abel.
For the boys.
He's like Chase Jr.?
For the boys. Stefanos. It's a good name. Strong name, right? As a girl, I think Hillary.
That's a strong woman's name.
Hillary?
I mean, it's basically a lesbian's name.
I mean, we are in downtown Boston, so I figured in Massachusetts. So, I don't know. Make it Bianca. I love Bianca as a girl name. Bianca's a very nice name.
I feel like that's like
girls named Bianca are fucking slutty.
I was just gonna say, I was like, do I say it?
I never know
Bianca
not to wash your guys' balls in the back of a movie theater.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying names that I loved growing up. Stefanos is my boy, and Bianca washed my nuts in the back of the theater.
Randy, you know as well as I do that I just read the footnotes.
I just read the footnotes.
I just read the footnotes.
That would imply you read.
I don't want to. I just read the footnotes and stuff, and you're right. Yeah.
So now that we're done with the pleasantries, let's get into how this mistake was made. What did we?
You know what's gonna happen to Randy one day? All the shit he talks about, like kids and stuff, or having kids, or you're gonna have a bunch of kids.
I know. I'm gonna
in like 10 more years.
I know it's good. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna come, and people will come out of the woodworks too. They're all of them. You're gonna get like really, really famous one day, have all this money, then people will be like, "Wait a minute, all these kids are gonna."
Yeah, right. I wish. That actually be a goal of mine, to get so wealthy that I can afford to have kids out of wedlock.
That kid's coming out of the woodwork.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be living pretty well to have 11 kids from 9 women. Like Sean
actually
Kemp.
admire that. You said that. You know why I admire that? Because a lot of guys who actually have kids who don't have money don't take care of their kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the worst. If you have money too, it's like, dude, like, what are you doing with your money? Yeah, money, take care of the kids.
And which is even way worse.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not even there, like, economically, like, to help the kid, you know. But what I'm saying is, like, what Randy said, it's like, at least he knows, like, hey, I'm not going to have a kid. I can't afford to have a kid.
Fuck around and waste
so he's basically saying, like, when I have money, like, yeah, I want to be to a point where I want to be able to take care of him. That's actually a good thing. Like,
thank you, Chase. I try to be responsible when I can be.
Yeah. I don't see you as being a deadbeat. I mean, that's no way.
No. That's why I'm avoiding having them, because I don't want to. I don't want to do the raising part. You know.
No, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah. I also don't want to fuck them up. You know, God knows what kind of trauma I'm bringing into their life. You know, and I also don't think the world's going to be great, but it'll be good for your kid.
Yeah.
You know, are you worried about that kind of stuff, right? Global warming and whatnot?
No, like people, you could worry about what did people worry about 60 years ago too? Like there's
Good
always
point.
every generation is going to worry about something. Remember what generation was they had to hide underneath, they had to practice hiding underneath their desks?
Every generation from 1945 until I remember doing that as a little kid.
What?
I mean, I'm a couple years older than you. I was doing air raid drills where you get under the desk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In high school or in elementary school.
But I feel
basically from 1945 to like 1989, they were running those drills.
Yeah, they were where I was growing up, they were doing that at the park. So, so we just drive-bys and shit. So,
yeah, exactly. Get duck.
But I think if you're scared of the world all the time, I mean that's only going to create more fear and more chaos and more bad things. I feel like when people start just focusing on like the good of life and what life can have to offer, that's how it's going to spread. You just can't.
Optimism is a thing for you. Being an optimist.
Yeah. Like I don't think being like an optimist to be a fool. Like you don't want to raise a kid to be like an idiot and ignorant about things and think that the world is rosy. But it's just this is the reality of it. But this is how you can also survive.
And this is going to be the first of many. How many are we talking here, Anastasia?
Well, right now just one. Thank God there's not twins.
Oh, you confirmed there's only one in there?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think we were talking we'd like to have another kid down the road. But, our lives have to finally merge. I mean, we just have a lot to do in a short amount of time. So I couldn't imagine having another kid back to back.
Right. So that kind of dovetails nicely into the origins of this child's existence. So last time we spoke, you were very single.
I was single as a Pringle.
And I've never heard that before.
I was so single. It's like I had no.
I was leaving to LA. You were single. And we come back, and you're already 5 months deep on a baby. And it's been 9 months since I left. So everyone's doing the math out there. So when did you meet this guy?
I met him in July.
Okay. You got a first name? Obviously, no last names.
Oh, yeah. Mark. His name's Mark.
Mark. All right. Mark seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
All right. And you said he's related to you now? That's probably a bad thing.
Okay. He's not related to me.
Not blood, guys. Not blood.
He is my...
She's Greek, not Turkish.
Fact. He is my brother's wife's first cousin.
Okay.
Okay. Brother's wife's first cousin.
And they're not Greek, so we both married non-Greeks.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Which is big in the Greek community. You don't have to keep it amongst themselves.
Actually, and my sister didn't marry a Greek, so like my poor parents had 3 shots for one of us to marry a Greek, and none of us did.
I'm sure they're happy about it.
Oh, yeah,
they got some grandkids already, right?
Oh, yeah, they're pumped. They got over it.
So you met him at you said the wedding, right?
No, well, we saw each other at the wedding last year, but then this was at a family party that they hosted.
And was it like a first night hookup kind of thing, or
No.
it was like, hey, let's go. Let me get your number. I'll hang out with you later.
Yeah.
How'd this go down?
We just talked at the party. Then he, actually, when I was away on vacation a month later, he slid into my DMs.
Okay.
Said hi.
You're like, ooh, like see that lady says she's excited about getting someone in her DMs.
Right.
This could happen to you, women. The rest of you ladies out
But
there. A man will slide into your DMs, and you could be getting married with your life's dream could be coming true in 9 months.
Yeah.
Just accept the DM.
Accept.
Okay. So when I slide in there, it could be you. No.
Yeah. No. He didn't have my phone number, so it was a way to contact me.
Yeah, that's
Was he
how
in
guys
prison?
get.
Was he in prison? Like, how do you not have a phone number?
Well, we didn't exchange phone numbers after we talked at the family
He
party.
knew of her, but he didn't have her phone number.
Yeah, we were talking at the family party. I left, and he didn't get my phone number then.
Okay.
So that's what he had to find to contact me.
All right.
And so it was a very nice. It wasn't like a creepy message for everyone out there. I hate creepy DMs.
This with your head, like when you
Oh,
go.
sorry.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, when you turn your head.
Oh, turn the mic too.
Yeah.
Got it.
Come on.
But I was away on vacation, and then I was like, "Oh, when you get back, I'd love to take you out for a drink."
Okay.
You said that.
He said that.
He said that.
He said that.
Okay.
And how long you're on vacations? How long ahead was he planning this thing out?
So I was away for 2.5 weeks. So when I got back after that, then a week later, we went out on our first date.
And did this happen on the first date?
No,
Are we sure about that?
I am positive.
Okay.
Math doesn't lie.
That's why I'm asking. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking how long the vacation was. I know you go to Greece
yeah.
for a stretch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were gone for a month and a half and came back and all of a sudden, one date down and now we're at shotgun wedding.
No way. I was a lady. I
This is
waited
what
a
I was-
little bit.
This is
second date.
This is what this is what I'll add to this, right? Randy cares about the little things. I don't. So I'm like, also all the little questions is asked out.
Chase wants more clarity questions.
Yeah. I want more clarity questions. So basically, what I'm more concerned about is, do you have any friends or does he have any sisters that I can possibly be?
He's trying to weasel his way into the family now.
Yeah.
He has an
any of
older
them,
brother who's
I'm
married.
not gay, so that can't happen.
Dan, he's also married too.
Okay.
And
No friends. Got it. All right.
So Chase,
proceed,
all
Randy.
of his friends are taken and married. So
All right.
so how old is he?
he's 37.
Okay, our age. All right.
I'm 33. So
Is he previously married? Other kids?
No. Just like a
Oh,
normal.
so he was just unmarried, huh?
He was unmarried. Not married when I met him, which was great.
That's a little weird. I mean, I don't put myself in that same category.
What do you mean a little weird?
37, never married.
Why not?
That means nobody thought he was good enough to try and lock down the first time.
Or maybe he didn't think anyone was good enough. He's dated people long-term
True.
relationships.
But I've been accused of this before because I've never been
Well,
married.
because it's your personality.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
I take that point. That's why I'm posing it to you. Is there something wrong with it? Like me, is there something wrong with the man?
No, for some people that just don't meet the right person, they're just not ready, not the right time.
That's good.
Okay.
For others, it's their personality, maybe like you.
I know. Good career. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no. Keep sticking to Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me have it. No. So you met him. How long into you guys dating did you find out you were pregnant?
Let's see here. 3 months?
Did you tell him right away?
Oh yeah, he was with me when I took the pregnancy test.
And did you both like what was it? What was your first reaction?
Wait.
Shock.
Wait for a second. He took the test with you?
Well, I mean,
He peed on a stick. She peed on a stick.
He didn't be, like,
Turns out they're both pregnant.
yeah.
Because Randy, you don't see that many those things like happen a lot where guys actually are with the women when they take the pregnancy
I've done
test.
it.
Now,
Yeah.
I've done it.
Oh, you was with the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I wanted
He's very
to
supportive.
see what the
results, right?
Brady wants to with his own eyes. He's like, make sure it's my kid.
I don't want there's no fuckery.
Yeah.
Right.
know?
Not for comfort.
For I
facts.
dot my eyes and cross my T's. I want to make sure.
we'll
you get two from two different brands, and
Yeah, we'll deal with the emotions later.
nothing scarier.
No, the reason why I said that is because a lot of times women go through that process alone. You know?
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
They call their mom or their best
No,
friend. Like, what do I
he's,
do? What do I do? Do I tell them or not?
Oh,
Right.
no. He was actually more excited than I was initially. Now I'm excited, but initially.
Well, now I really question his sanity. I'm always weirded out by that. Like guys that are really into I can't wait for us to have a kid. It's like you shouldn't be more excited than the lady having it.
Why?
You know? I don't know. I have something about it. Maybe because I feel like there should be a healthy amount of fear. Just like you should have a healthy amount of like anticipation or being nervous before you go on stage or jump out of a plane. Like anything you're doing that's risky
Life-changing?
should have some. It should rattle you a little bit.
Well, no,
you shouldn't just be blindly fucking woo. Like nothing should be that cut.
Well,
cut and
no,
dry
but
with me.
you can have two different emotions at once.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
That can happen in
guess.
human beings. Like you can be, even for us right now, like there's a lot of unknowns and it is fearful of the unknowns, right? But it doesn't mean that you're not excited.
True.
I guess.
All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah. I guess my anxiety would overcome my
I think
joy.
you just don't want to have kids. That's why you don't understand that part of someone else.
Yeah. I guess that's a fair point.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have kids now.
Do you ever want to have kids, Randy?
I mean, it's hard to speak in the future, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's the thing for me. I don't. I have other things I want to do, and my concern is, like I said, it's threefold. There's other things I want to do. So I feel like it's 2/3 me being selfish,
Time.
without question.
But that's honest,
Time.
at least. I think that's
yeah.
honest.
There's other things I want to do, and it's not that.
And you know what? It's better than thinking that you need to have a kid and then.
Oh, and fucking it up.
Yeah.
Sure. And I do worry about like not being a good father, but like the whole thing around like I don't want to like raise a kid or the potential to fuck up a kid is unnerving to me. And also, I really don't think 60 years from now, I don't know. I don't have any faith at the current moment that we're going to find our way out of some of the big problems that we have in the world.
That's
That concerns me.
Yeah, that's
But
concerning.
see, you know what's the difficult part with that?
Like I
Is
said,
that,
2/3 of it's just selfishness.
well, no, I mean, that's something else.
Yeah.
But it's so funny when I always hear some people say, well, I don't have kids because I don't know about the future. But I'm like, if the people who are intelligent and smart and common sense and are good people are not having kids,
Then we're in trouble.
then we're in trouble. Like, we need those people to have kids. The ones who are having kids who are just like,
Shouldn't be having kids.
shouldn't be having kids. They're having 5 kids at a time.
I would
Like, we need to actually help our,
yeah.
you know.
Help our society a little bit.
Yeah, help our society where if you are actually smart and intelligent, like, we can actually change the world, but we need to make sure we populate with the right people who are having kids.
Right.
True.
I think the people like, you know, yeah, it's a balance, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a balance of like those characteristics. Like I think sometimes when people are like people who are too smart, you know, that's all they know, so they don't know anything else. So they don't know how to give anything else to their child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they don't like so that's kind of weird too.
Well, emotional attachment.
More emotional
almost.
attachment
Yeah.
or not knowing how to develop like
Yeah.
emotional like attachments, like or knowing how to navigate
Like,
it.
hello, child. Just there right
Yeah,
there.
just hey, you know, like, you know, not fucking getting fired up just because
Yeah.
like they put something on like kids are kids, right?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but to point to Randy's point, yeah, it's like at least people need to be more honest with knowing like who they are, knowing like how they are, so they can know like how to deal with things in the future. Like Randy's like, I don't want a kid because fucking want to do shit, and that's perfectly
and that's
fine.
probably a big part of the reason why I'm worried that I'll fuck up raising him because I'm currently too selfish to think about. I put myself ahead of them, to my own desires ahead of whatever anyone else's desires are. That I would fear doing that to a child, which is unfair to the child.
Let me give you,
know what I'm saying?
Let me give you this particular. Let me give you this particular thing. Let me verse it. Did you ever think like, well, that's actually pretty cool that you think that way? But do you ever think, well, maybe they can give me something that I can get from it?
Yeah,
know?
and a lot of my male friends that we've had on the podcast that talk about actually wanting kids. Like Zach,
most of your friends have kids,
Like
right?
Zach Brazow, a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Like Zach Brazow or Alex Gatlin, who do want to have a family, talk about what the joy they'll find in kids. So they're finding something selfish in it that makes sense for them. That's for some reason I can't see that. I feel guilty feeling selfish about. Oh, I want to have a kid because I want someone to look after me when I get older. I'm like, that's a selfish reason
Well,
to have a
that
kid.
can't be the only reason why someone has a kid. Yeah, that's like a bad reason.
But that's one of the reasons that we've gotten from other people.
Security from around 80 years old.
No, but that's one of the reasons we've gotten from other people. But again, like, or because I want to have kids because they would enrich my life in some way that I don't have now. That is second to me in the sense that like I wouldn't have a kid. I don't want it to be like it's a very one way giving thing for me. Like I would be more concerned about giving them all the opportunities and advantages they can have, and I'm not focused on the joy I can get from having one. You know, because I'm still focused on the joy I can get from not having one.
You know what's going to happen to Randy?
Oh, I know.
Do you know the movie? Remember the movie?
I'd like to know right
do you
now,
remember the
though.
movie Big Daddy? with Adam Sandler, where he somehow like inherits this like 11 or 10-year-old kid and he gets
Yeah,
stuck
that
with him.
whiz kid. I mean, if I get that little kid, that kid was an acting genius. I would love to have that little kid in my
but that's
custody.
gonna be you. All of a sudden one day, like somehow this kid is gonna fall into your lap. He's like 10 or 11 years old, so you don't have to like potty train them or anything like that. But they'll be old enough, and somehow they're just gonna end up living with you, and then you'll just adopt them. That's what's gonna happen to you.
It's gonna be a 3 minute baby. It's gonna be me chasing some other comic adopting a baby.
Yeah.
That's the future we have in front of us.
Kids. It changes
Not
your
a
life.
baby. I think it'd be more like someone. I could see like a 10-year-old coming to your guys'
10-year-old.
lives. You know what I mean?
God.
Just like a kid.
It's like Problem Child with John Ritter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All the
That
crazy
little son of a bitch.
Oh, that was a great fucking film.
Do you? Is there any? So it was 3 months when you were with Mark before you got pregnant. Is there any concern like, oh, this is too much too soon?
You know what's funny? And I think this is why we went with it. Ever since we met, it's always been easy. Like usually when I would date someone, me and my best friends would be calling each other up, like trying to figure it out. And like, you have all these, and this was just, since the moment I met him, it was easy. And even like, he communicates like there was so much good there and that we knew we had more good in the future that, I don't know, some things I feel are just serendipity in life. You just have to go with it.
Okay.
It was something like I haven't experienced or felt before in a good way of like, oh, a relationship can actually be enjoyable and easy and not.
But that's one of the things I'm asking. Is it going to be? Is it sort of souring the beginning of a good relationship?
We actually did talk about that when we were still in like that short phase of like, what should we do?
Because there is no honeymoon now. Now it's going to be the birth of a child.
Well, and we talked about this. I was like, I would have preferred it if we like had this year to date and then got pregnant and all this stuff, because we did miss out on that honeymoon of like a year. That first year you travel together.
Let's go on weekend vacations and this and this.
Yeah, and you do this and that, and we kind of looked at each other. We're like, but we want to be together forever anyway. So like, what are we gonna do? Give up a kid for an extra couple of months? You know what I mean? And then what would happen if I had trouble conceiving? Like,
well, it doesn't seem like you would at this point.
I mean, at this point, I'm probably infertile, but
that's a ring right there.
Yeah, I'm engaged too.
Wow. He shouldn't have bought that ring. He should have put that in the 529 plan. Come on, Mark. Smarten up. If you listen to this, Mark,
that's a nice ring.
It is a nice ring. You did a good job.
It's a nice ring. You got some. All right. Hey, well, you guys would need room
to forget.
You guys have.
Do you want to be our nanny?
No, I want Mark to adopt a 39-year-old black man. That's what.
But yeah, he doesn't want to be the throuple. He wants to be the son.
Yeah.
I want benefits.
He wants to be the Leon Black of your household.
I want benefits. I don't want a honeymoon. I want I want continuous coverage. Yeah.
But we did talk about that, how our honeymoon, quote unquote, phase is getting hijacked a little bit. I mean, and that's the reality of it. But I feel like when life I also feel like this is how I do life. Like I feel like my life goes down one way, then something happens where my life takes another path. And I feel like this is just how I do things. It's like,
a little out of order.
Yeah, a little out of order, a little 180 here and there in my life.
I don't know. I feel
it's away from all these particular ways, like, like our parents, your parents, like the old, like the traditional ways of like meeting people, like in marriage, the idea of marriage or having a kid. It's pretty much like we were talking about, I think, like in America,
Yeah.
American like 2020.
America 2020 America is very different.
It's very different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like for my culture, it's like, the parents is like really hands-on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With like the decision making, or like, they have to be accepted. Like, you have to, the other family has to like be in communication. It's like one of those things,
Yeah.
In America, it's just like, hey, hey dad, mom, like,
this is what I'm doing.
This is what I'm doing. And you just got to accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd your family take the news? Good, Chris. Yeah,
so actually if you ask my parents if they'd ever be in the situation where they'd have a daughter who got pregnant before she got married, they never thought they'd be in the situation, right? But when I came home and I told them, because I was bawling, crying, because I didn't know what their reaction was going to be, they first thought that Mark and I broke up, and so they were worried. They're like, "Oh my God, you broke up with Mark?"
I love how their first reaction was, "Oh, she's crying over a boy again. It must be because it went badly."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "I'm pregnant," and also my mom looks at me, she stops, and she's like, "Oh, that's amazing." Like, I think also because I'm 33, we both have careers, like what are we gonna do? It just happened, and so she was pumped. My dad was, his his face, I will never forget his face. He kind of like jolted back and almost fell over. And I think for a father, it's different because they have to process two things.
Someone's banging their daughter.
First, they have to process that, how they got pregnant. Then they have to process that they're pregnant.
Well, I'm sure he's. Come on, I mean,
he knows, but you don't need to be remembered of it.
But yeah, you don't.
You know,
You
it's
don't
like you
need
know your
like.
parents fuck, but you don't need to walk in the bedroom and catch them.
Yeah,
I
this
do.
was kind
I need
of.
to know.
That's disgusting, son.
I need to know.
This was kind of like me getting like
dot my
caught,
T's,
you
cross
know?
my eyes.
Oh, yeah, but you want to watch your parents bone? Ugh.
No, I don't want to watch him, but I
Well,
can
I
hear
remember
something a
Anastasia
little.
told me by the time she caught her mom or dad.
I did. I did walk in on them.
Have you ever caught your parents, Chase?
First of all, I don't even know how I've been conceived. I don't know. My
It's immaculate
my parents
conception.
is a body, like an ocean full of secrets. I don't know what the fuck they do, how they do it. I don't know what's going on with them. I'm still finding out, like, so like I'm 39 next week. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Congratulations, you made it.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah,
Like,
right. For a long time, you really don't know who your parents are. We know you call your parents.
Well, they don't know that I know because
They won't listen to this.
Yeah,
so it's
I
fine.
know. I was also like 20 years old when it happened, so
That's horrific.
So it was more at a point where like, you know, you just kind of figured it's worse if they know that I know, so I'll just back out of the room real quick.
Oh yeah. So,
no.
Thank God I've never had to walk in on that nightmare.
Yeah.
I've never had a sex talk with my parents. My parents never gave me a sex talk ever.
I don't think I've had
My
one with
mom
them.
though did ask me after. She's like, "Oh my God, so how'd you guys like mess up?" I was like, "Mom, wait, like, you know,
You
the
know,
details of this."
You forget to pull out at the end. That's it's been since the beginning of time. You know?
I was like, "Mom, I'm not going to details with you about how like
No, but
it
parents
just
have a-
happened, Mom."
How, Mom? We didn't do anal that night. That's how.
Right. Parents have a weird way of like wanting to know. They just want to hear that you like take accountability for your actions. Like it's a weird way. Like they know like what happened, but they want to hear you. They want you to say it. It gives them like comfort and like.
You think so?
I feel like so. I feel like they just want you to say, "Hey, I messed up." Not in your case.
Yeah.
I think you. I don't know, but. They just want you to hear you say, like, yeah, this is what happened. This is what I did. Like, this is good for me. Or I fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
They'll put you through the ringer of that shit. Parents will always be parents. They always will be judgmental.
Yeah, I mean, she was trying to be a little bit nosy with it. And I was like, "Mom, like, why? I'm not telling you this stuff. Like, you don't need to know. All you need to know is that I'm pregnant now. Like,
She wants to, what position happened?
you don't need to know the details of like how we got here, but we just got
what
here."
was the foreplay like, Mom?
Well, many aspects and different things that would probably be needed, but not in
Not in that context.
right? Like,
Are you worried about not just figuring out your parents? What kind of parent do you think you'll be?
I hope I'm a little bit like my mom because I mean, God bless my mom. I have a great mom.
she's single.
But
No,
no,
son.
she's married. She's married for life.
Dad's still in the picture.
Yeah, Dad's still there.
He's still banging. We just established that.
Yeah. Apparently they, well, that was, oh my God, I'm so old. That was 13 years ago. But
Well, I'm sure they're still doing it.
yeah. I also kind of feel like I don't see myself losing myself though either. I know I don't know if that sounds selfish, but I feel like I'm going to be me just with an extension of a child. Like obviously my life is not going to, my life is going to change in the sense it's not going to be about me, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see myself like falling off the face of the earth, becoming totally mommy brained and losing my identity, losing what I like to do. It's just more encompassing.
Do you think it'd be overbearing though on the kid?
I think I'll be strict. Like I'm not going to be, I see some of these parents and it's way too like lackadaisical or like, oh, everything's a choice. No, not
Soft.
everything's a choice.
That's one of my
Like
biggest
kids
things.
need, actually, they need containment. They actually get too overwhelmed and then they don't have any boundaries when you just give them all these choices. That's why you get all these kids who are so confused about everything all the time. Like there's some people are like, well, my kid didn't want to like wear this because they want. I'm like, well, no, your kid looks like an idiot now. But how? Like it's not creative expression.
Well, we spoke about that.
Like,
I forget who we were on the podcast with, Chase, but I've said that before. Like when I've seen parents ask, like when they ask it, are you ready to go?
oh
Are you
yeah,
ready to go? Get in the fucking car.
Like, we're going.
We're leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh, yeah.
There's no. Are you ready? Like
Yeah.
Do you want to go to timeout? It's like the fucking to the back of the head. Get
Yeah,
the
my dad
fucking-
never asked me if we're ready. We're like, no, get ready or I'm leaving you at the house.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
get ready. We're leaving.
And I'd be like 6. He didn't care. Like, he was just like, my parents left me. This is also how crazy my parents were. Like, I don't know how. They probably felt like I was mature for my age. they would go and like go to these like once and like every 3 months they would have like parties, like culture parties. You know, like Greeks would have like their like
the Greek parties.
The Greek parties, you know, so we'll have like the same thing, right? So
I go to white parties every now and then.
yeah,
really weird crowd. No.
yeah, culture like
there.
Yeah, that's a hood. It's fucking crazy.
It's but yeah, we'll have all these cultural parties like once every 3 or 4 months, and it'll be big. Like it's like
like a church,
Oh, yeah, we had like bands
in the
at
church,
ours.
in like the church, like
a hall.
Hoop.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
In a hall. You know, actually, we'd have. You know where we'd have it? At the Greek Center in Cambridge.
Oh, no way.
And yeah, because I'm Orthodox, so we go to Greek Orthodox church.
Yeah.
Rent that out.
So yeah, we rented out whatever. So my parents would leave me at home with my brother Phil, and my youngest brother was born at the time. He was like born like. They would just leave me, like, and they would go party.
He was a zygote,
and I would take care of my kid. I was like fucking 10.
Yeah, they're like,
and they would
he's 10
call
years
me
old.
every hour. Like every other hour, my mom would come from the party. I hear like everyone getting hammered in the back. She's like, "Everything okay? Is the baby asleep?" Like just checking in. She'll call every half hour, like every hour. You know what I mean, she just didn't leave, but she'd make sure.
Yeah.
But the amount of responsibility she left, like a 9-10-year-old kid, like parents just left their kids at home.
We
like,
were left
now,
I would say all the time, but like if I was 7, my sister was 9, my brother was 11, my mom would be like, all right, 3 of you can stay home alone.
Yeah,
like,
that's how it was with us too.
you too, right?
Yeah. It was just, the only was if the doorbell rings, don't answer it.
Yeah.
That's all I said. Just don't answer the
Don't
door.
answer the
strangers.
doorbell.
Don't
Yeah.
answer the door, and that was it.
And then they used to, when we go to restaurants, so they would always send delivery from the restaurant. Like, all right,
so you guys
well,
are
like,
fed?
like Timmy will, because like, you know, the guy could come and check in on us, give us food.
My mom made food before she left, man. She made sure everything was straight. And they'll come in 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. My dad'd be hammered. He would come in. Well, he wouldn't be hammered. I only saw my dad drunk one time.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I never saw him.
I think I see my dad drunk all the time.
Yeah. My dad was very conservative. My dad's like, he always wanted to hide things from his kids that he thought in his mind was like not good. You know, like not to say he didn't do it.
That's how my family was. My mom and dad, my dad particularly.
Yeah, like he just was like, hey, if I fuck up, at least I'm fucking up. I don't want my kids to see like I'm fucking up. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The one thing, so I wouldn't even know if my dad was drunk. The only way I knew my dad was drunk is because my mom would drive home. Which she never did. He never let her drive unless he was like, oh, dad's tired. And he just would sit in the back seat and not say shit. But like, it was the only time she was driving,
Okay, yeah.
So that's how I knew he was drunk.
Yeah.
But he was never like falling around the house that I recall.
Yeah,
that in my memory shit.
No, my dad never did that.
So you think you'll give your kids some leash to run around a little bit?
Oh yeah, like I want my
Not
kids
the
to get
helicopter
dirty.
mom and all that shit.
Like I want my kids to come back inside and be like dirty from playing outside and like being adventurous. And I think also being curious. I think being curious is really important for kids.
Yeah.
And to not squash that. But like this whole thing of like asking kids, I feel like the kids are running a lot of parents' lives, and it's like no, like we are running your life.
It's a little unfair to put that much pressure on the kid to figure out.
Yeah,
What
but
do
it's
you
like,
want to do? It's like, well, here's A or B. Do you want to do this or this?
It's like this or this is what we're doing. Or you're eating this or this, or guess what? You're not eating.
Yeah.
Like if you go to bed starving, and then you'll be hungry enough tomorrow to eat whatever we have on the
you're
table
not going to
again.
starve to death.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't think I'll be strict, but I will definitely
you want
give
some free range kids.
Yeah, but giving them boundaries
you want
and
to treat
containment.
them like organic food. You want
Yeah, give them some boundaries, some containment, and guidance too. But
guidance, sure.
Sure, guidance. I'll be a parent. Why not? But yeah. But who knows though until like you hold your kid too. That's the thing too. Like I say this now, but like I don't even know what this thing looks like. Like you know what I mean? Who knows?
Do you want a boy or a girl?
I want a girl.
Why?
I want a little mini me. I mean, that sounds narcissistic, but I don't care. I'll say it. Like I just want a little girl.
That's good. That's a good honest answer. It's a good honest answer.
Mini me.
I want
Yeah.
a little mini me. Like someone that we could like dress the same. It'll be so cute.
Oh my
like,
God, you like that? So it's not even like because you want to impart knowledge on her that you didn't know. It's like you just want to dress up. Like you want to play dress up with your little dog.
Yeah, and then like also you see like a mother-daughter connection. I think is so special. Like I think I see my connection with my mom, and I want to have that one day too with a daughter.
Okay.
Like my mom is one of my best friends, and a mother-daughter connection is much different than a mother-son connection.
Sure.
And you see them older. It's like I like to go to lunch with my mom or like do things with my mom, and I don't think a lot of sons are like, oh, I love to hang out with my mom.
Well, I feel like sons in general don't spend. And let me know if you disagree, Chase, but I feel like men detach from home faster.
Yeah,
more likely,
which makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Just because it's. Yeah. And I feel like that's not only like a human thing. I feel like that's just a mammalian evolutionary thing. It seems like most Dude, like wolves, fucking lions, all like adolescent males leave and find their own pack, or leave and find their own.
It's actually even in the
pride.
Bible. What's it called? What's that line? There's in any wedding ceremony they say it like the husband must like leave from his home and cleave to his wife or something like that.
Okay,
it's it is
some
kind
sort of biblical.
It's
thing.
one of those
biblical
things.
things. I think it's a primal thing. Whereas I think it would be nice to have someone that as a mother, having that daughter throughout your life.
Yeah, it's interesting because like now, like when I got I didn't. I mean, as soon as I turned 18, 19, my dad's like, you need to. It's just
like bye.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and obviously later on, I mean, it stemmed from a couple times of me coming back and not like doing things like what I should have done. He was like, okay, you're not going to school. You're not like doing this. Like, get the fuck out. Like, like it was like one of those things. So, but now it's weird because I never go back home, right? But then it's like now my mom was like always telling me to come back. Hey, visit, come. Like now as I'm getting older, because now they're starting to realize like time is starting to run out, and it's like we'd like to have you around the house more, and
You're like, oh, now you want me around the house?
yeah. Now I'm thinking like, now you want me on the house when I really need to be in it. Like when I really needed it, you didn't want me. So it's like I have that like stupid ass like kind of
little resentment.
I have a fucking problem with like not forgetting. Like I don't forget. Like I don't forget forgiveness. Like I don't forgive people.
This goes back to Chase's revenge fantasy.
I was
We
gonna just
come
say,
full
yeah.
circle.
Yeah,
you harbor grudges.
I harbor. I just.
Especially if I didn't do a thing.
If I didn't do, huh?
But why hold on to things?
Because that's
Like how's that good for your soul?
I don't know, but it just feels good that I have something on them. You know what I mean? Like I don't like.
Like you just want to hate on them.
I don't know if it's not good, but it comes from like just past like experience, trauma shit.
Well, because the irony is usually when people hold on to that, they think it's affecting the other person. Like as you said, like, oh, I have something on them. It's actually probably affecting you more than them.
Oh, because it
You're
does. Especially if
carrying
you
it.
don't care. Yeah,
Because you're carrying it around with you.
Yeah.
What's the saying? The best revenge is ambivalence.
How do you get over like? How do you like get better at not doing that?
Well, I'm gonna have to guess you haven't really talked about a lot of these memories and traumas a lot before.
With them?
Or with them, or with say like someone outside.
No, never.
So
really. No.
it's hard to.
I try to talk to Randy, but he doesn't care.
Interesting. Of all the people in the world, you pick Randy to talk to about it.
It's like, yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Move on.
That's the answer.
You're like,
Move forward.
perfect. I
Keep going
found the
forward.
answer I wanted to hear.
The answer I wanted to hear.
Yeah. You're like, check, already doing so. But that's how you have to. Oh my God. So actually, I always watch Steve Harvey motivational videos, and he said something.
Oh
once.
my God. You're a licensed therapist and you watch Steve Harvey.
His motivational videos are actually really good.
That fucking guy's been divorced more times than all three of us have been married.
Yeah. But it's not. But
well, he's learned from his mistakes.
It's about being like.
Has he?
His videos about motivation and how to be open to the world, and he has some. Especially some of my really low points in life, he actually, believe it or not, helped me a lot. But anyway, side note. But one thing he did say is...
And no one's perfect, by the way. So let's fucking say that right there. You know what I mean? There's no perfect role model.
But I mean,
you know what I mean?
You got Tony Robbins out there.
He's a perfect guy because he's perfect, right? Tony Robbins is perfect.
No, he's better than Steve Harvey.
Yeah, but he also said the fucking
just because he had
the
two
N-word
divorces.
as was like one of his like things
It's not
too.
a racial thing. No.
Anyways,
Half racial.
One of the things he said was because someone was talking about how nothing new's coming into their life, they can't progress in their life, they don't know why, nothing new's coming in, and he said nothing new can come in if you still have like the gunk sitting there. So one example he used is he wanted a new car really badly, but his mom's like, well, where do you put the new car? You still have your old rusted car sitting in the driveway. You want something new, but you can't put it anywhere if you still have old rusted things sitting in your driveway.
You got to make room for it.
You have to make room for it.
Sort of build yourself
so you have
back
to
up.
get rid of the gunk so you can have something new come in.
So get rid of my parents?
No.
Nature will do that for you, bro. Just wait a while.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Interesting. You even put in revenge. He's like, so get rid of my parents. That's how I even heard that whole story.
So kill my parents. No, Chase. It's not a murder mystery
I'm
podcast.
talking more about getting rid of that heaviness of carrying around with you, and you have to talk. You have to talk it out to someone.
It's hard to talk to people. This is the issue. The problem is like when you're dealing with certain groups of people who don't know how to listen and what you're saying, it's
Or
a problem.
to hear you.
Or to hear what I'm saying. It's hard to fucking connect to those people. You know what I
That's
mean?
why people get therapists.
Yeah, but his parents aren't going to go to therapy.
They're not going
No,
to therapy.
but that's the thing. You have to like relinquish your own stuff.
Oh,
To
me?
yes, to help.
So I
them.
need to go to therapy.
Yes, to talk it out. Like, put it this way. Let me give you an example. Like with
All right.
my sister. Love my sister. And one day my therapist.
She's single?
No, she's
No.
married with 2 kids.
She's single?
But we
Not
did
yet.
go through a rough point, and I was talking to my therapist about it, and I felt like she should the one be in. I'm like, I'm in therapy, and she should be in therapy. And at one point, my therapist was like, "Well, you have 2 choices." And this was after like a year and a half of me complaining and talking about it and just letting it out. He goes, "Do you want a relationship with your sister? Or you don't." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You're right about all the things you're saying in these scenarios." He's like, "But that doesn't matter. Like, what do you want? If you want a relationship with your sister, you have to just accept her for who she is. If you don't have a relationship with her, then you can be mad at her and expect all these things, but that's not her. You have to accept her where she's at." So he's like, "It's up to you what you want to do."
Right.
And I was like, oh. But it took like a long time of me talking about it to get there and to hear it, because someone could hear that message at the wrong time. They're not going to take it because they haven't emptied out enough. Like I finally emptied out enough where I could hear that message.
Right. Yeah, I'm starting to turn the corner with that a little bit. But because I feel like if you just hang around with people who just fit your idea of what they should be, then you're not really like dealing with like natural orders of people. You know what I mean?
You're trying to get the answer you're looking for, not the answer that's out there.
Yeah.
Like you try to find things that
Okay.
confirm your own belief. Like, oh, I should not. It's fine to hold a grudge. You want to hear that as
Yeah.
opposed to no. You need to let that shit go and deal with something else. And sort of move on to the next, because it's easy. It's just more comforting.
Because
It's more comfortable for me to deal with it.
Yeah. It's more comforting for you to confirm your own biases.
Because there's something that's going to happen to you in the future. One day when your parents do go, it's going to be a lot more tougher and complicated for you. Because that's when all this stuff that doesn't get resolved come up. And it's going to be too late.
Okay.
So,
Now you made him nervous.
You guys continue. I'm gonna drink it away.
some more?
Yeah. Actually, Randy, I'm gonna do drugs tonight. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna help
smoke a little
maybe
reefer.
mask some of my problems and not deal with them. We'll just
but
take
I
drugs.
hear it all the time. It's like people come in and they're like, oh, all this stuff that's happening. And I'm like, well, in my head, I'm like, wouldn't it have been nice to talk about that when they were alive? Or would it have been nice to resolve it? Or I mean, have an argument about it. Like, even having an argument is,
All feels great.
like
love
some
arguments.
sort of, yeah, I'm sure you do.
I love them.
You probably go for the jugular too while you're arguing. You probably go for the jugular when you argue.
What do you mean?
Like, you really go for someone's jugular. Like,
Like hitting low blows, like just whatever it takes to win the argument.
whatever it takes to win. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not. Yeah, you're right. I actually if it's deserved, like I wait. But the thing is, with me, I wait very, very long for that. Like I just don't go right away. Like I'm very patient. Like I'll wait. You keep doing it. All right. Here it is. This is what you need to hear. I don't give a fuck. Like I'd rather have you hate me for being honest than loving me like me lying to you in the face.
Hold on.
And not leave something unsaid.
That's
okay.
fair.
And that's where I'm at. With like,
But I think sometimes people use, I just something honest. But I'm like, did you say something honest, or were you being malicious and hurtful about it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's never anything that I say is never not cemented in some basis of truth. I never just be shit just to say shit.
Some people will say something that's like too below the belt, and they're doing it with a malicious intent.
Just to
and they're like,
hurt someone's feelings.
Oh, look, I was being honest though, and it's like, well, okay, yeah, you're being honest, but you're being an asshole.
Just to hurt someone's feelings. Yeah.
Like, I've never been.
Are
that
you being
type.
honest because you're trying to be honest with the situation? Or are you being honest because you want to be malicious? It's two different things. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying people in general that say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's people like that. For me, I've never like done that. maybe the way I've delivered my message is not probably the best way of doing it. Sometimes I have a bad way of delivering what I'm trying to say because
we're all
I
human.
don't know how to talk. So it's like
You're doing a great job right now.
but like
185 episodes in, we're almost there.
You're doing it. Good job.
I've gotten better. You know what I mean? It's just because my birthday's coming up recently, you know, and I look back at like things that like how I've changed the way I've communicated with people throughout the years. You know, it's definitely been a change. You know, like it gets better and better each year, and it takes time. You know, Rainey tells that like all the time. It's like it takes fucking little.
You do it in increments. It's like a change is not. It's not like you don't make a change in leaps and bounds. Like I said, just 1% every day. Just try a little bit better, and then it compounds over time. Is what I say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
compound interest.
Exactly.
That's pretty optimistic. I like that.
You know, well, because I mean that's all you can really. But that's just how life is. I mean, nothing. I used to think it was always a 45-degree angle fucking up, right? You know, you start at 0, you die at 90, and then just fucking, and that's just never. That is just not the case. And I tried for a long time to keep it on that path, and it stayed there for a while. But then there's no fucking way. You cannot keep that momentum, that inertia going like that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be like doubling your money every 3 years. It's impossible to do that. You know, small incremental improvements over 90-year time span builds a life. You know,
right? And you fucking will. You'll eventually like teeter off that fucking thing at some point, like
but then you might have but you keep the momentum in the same direction. Like you don't have to head to true north to get north. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be a little bit off and you can zig back and go off and zig. It'll take you more time, but as long as you're heading generally in that direction, you'll end up.
That's what she says.
What's that cheesy sign people buy at Christmas tree? It's about the journey, not the destination.
Oh, fuck that saying. Cliche sayings can eat my dick.
The journey. I mean,
there is some truth.
Sometimes there is actually truth to that, but I just hate that sign everywhere.
Yeah, so
well, you hate it because it's just fucking
overdone.
It's overdone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like
But
live,
I mean,
life,
it
laugh.
is the truth.
Oh,
I mean,
I talk about that in my act. Fucking stupidness.
You know,
I don't want to live life, laugh sign. You should just run.
Oh yeah, those people. Those are people of weak character.
Which one of these?
People who have live, life, laugh,
live, love, laugh,
or whatever. Yeah.
Like in their home.
To me, if you need a reminder of those, there's something else going on.
It's like chicks who get breathe on their on their wrist.
Oh, that's right, breathe.
Yeah, no shit. That whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you worried? Or not worried, but are you? Do you think being a therapist is going to have a big impact on you raising kids? Are you like worried that it's going to influence? Like that you're going to overthink things and that kind of shit?
I don't really overthink
Do you think
things.
there's going to be any like cognitive dissonance because you're a therapist? Does that make sense?
Wow, Chase. Oh,
I don't know if this sounds good or bad, but I don't think I really overthink things too much. I don't know if that's good or bad. But if anything, I feel like me being a therapist, it just teaches you how to listen. Like, listen in the way of what someone's really saying. You know, like,
sure.
If someone crying because they really X, Y, and Z happen, or they crying because they really need containment, or they really need this, or they really need that. Like, you kind of get better in tune of what someone's trying to communicate, what they need. So, hopefully that will help. But I really kind of separate both ends. Like therapist mode and...
You kind of shut it off?
Because I am who I am at the end of the day. Like, everything I do probably is not going to be PC with other child therapists or psychologists. You know what I mean? Like, but that's my business, how I raise... Not mine and Mark's business of how we raise our kid. You know, and that's it. Yeah,
a lot of people,
future hubby. Now he's my baby daddy, but he'll be hubby one day.
Oh, my God.
A lot of people have told me that I should be an unlicensed therapist.
Oh, God.
Because I'm a really good listener, and
he's like, well, it's easy when you don't like to talk.
Yeah, so I don't really. I mean, my answers are not going to be very informed, but I can listen pretty good.
There you go.
You know, so
sometimes I've had sessions where people have come in, they've talked for the full 50 minutes, and they just whirl out, and I've literally said, I think, just hi and bye. It's like, great, see you next week.
Yeah,
they're like, thanks so much. I was like, you're welcome.
Oh no! I'm never that bad in the sessions, which I haven't had one in fucking months.
Because you're paying for those sessions.
No, while you're here.
I wish I forgot to email him or to text him.
You should have him on the show one day.
I'd love to have him on the show one day.
You should ask him. I think he would do it.
Oh my God!
Can
my therapist, Dr. Panetta?
Yeah, why not?
If I agree to it.
If you agree to it, yeah.
And obviously, he won't reveal anything that I won't be willing to talk about on air. which is cool. But I mean, you're our resident therapist. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I'm joking.
But,
no, I love doctors, but I didn't set it up prior for me either. And also, it's like, $150 for me. I like it when it's continuing. If it's a one-off, it's like I'm not going to do a key hit of therapy. I want to sit down and get in.
A one hit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to do a one hit.
That's interesting. Yeah. I think it's good to get reminded, like.
Oh, sure.
Once in a while,
he offered to do like Skype sessions or phone sessions. So I'm like, no, I don't.
You like in person?
Good for him. I can't do that.
Neither can I. It's not my
I
thing.
did a phone session with some patients. I did it like one or two, and in my head I was like, I can't do this again. Who am I kidding?
I don't like it's impersonal.
Yeah, it's impersonal. I get distracted, and like I'm sitting there having to remind myself to pay attention. You know what I mean? Because it's so hard to pay attention when you're on the phone with someone. There's noise in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. I talk to friends like through like, WhatsApp or, like in the long distance, and just because because of distance, we can't be in the same room, but but my attention is like, I could focus really good. Like I have really good focus.
But talking to a friend though,
it's different than a therapy thing.
Because like when someone's trying to talk about something traumatic and you as the therapist, you're like, wait, what's that? Oh, you just broke up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you don't want there to be any delay in fucking this or that.
Yeah.
I never went
to
a therapist.
There also is physical cues and shit like that.
There is. And there's also the emotion in the room that you don't get.
Yeah.
And like for me, I think the emotion in the room is actually, they're like clues for me. It's like someone's like a mystery, and you have to, as a therapist, you're like Sherlock, you have to kind of figure it out. And if you take away the feeling in the room, you don't have that. That takes away like all of your clues. You're just basing it off on very objective things.
Yeah, I never went to a therapist. I don't know.
I know.
I think
We've tried to convince you for years now.
Well,
you won't like it for the first 6 months, but then I think you're really going to like it.
You're gonna, once you loosen up and you see it, you're
going to be like, oh, this is stupid. Yeah. And then you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute.
Hold back. That's what usually happens. You start off by not being fully honest with your therapist.
Well, it's like the honeymoon phase. It's like dating.
Yeah, it's like,
you're not really honest.
I don't want to freak him out. It's like you're paying him to sit there and listen no matter what the fuck you say.
Well, the thing is,
and they always heard worse. So.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's crazy because, and this helped me. It's hard to articulate what I'm going to say, but I'm going to try. I've always grown up with people when dealing with my feelings or whatever the case may be, or whatever I've done. They've always held me like accountable for anything that I've said. You know what I mean? Like, or anything that I've done, right? Like, I played sports, so everything that I've done or every little thing I've done, there was an answer to why I did it. You shouldn't do it that way. So then it trained my mind, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
You know? My parents would always hold me accountable for anything that I did or didn't, or I'd say, by punishing me or fucking yelling at me. So it trained my mind to, okay, not feel that way.
Yeah.
You're supposed to feel this way when you do it, you know? So I've never really like, I've always been like strong-headed and just knowing like how to feel in like situations. Like I just know, like I just trust my instincts. Like, so I never really like, so me talking to someone who can't really give me a direct answer, like it's hard for me to be like, well, what do you know what I mean? Like, it's
but they can't give you direct answers if you ask them a question directly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
I usually answer some of the questions with a question because it's not really about my answer. It's more about figuring it out, helping the patient figure it out.
How you really feel.
Yeah, because people don't really know how they feel a lot of the times. So you have to ask, the therapist's job is to ask specific questions to get you to your own destination. That's the difference between a therapist and a friend.
Also, they ask questions. See, my therapists were coaches. You know what I mean?
No, therapist is more like, I'm trying to think of it right now.
Well, think about it this way, dude. Like Anastasia was saying, you think you feel one way, but your real feeling is something else, and sometimes your ego or whatever the fuck's going on in your head masks that real feeling.
Or it's getting displaced on something else.
I'm sad my father wasn't proud of me, but I react as if I'm angry at my father for being like X.
But am I really mad?
Yeah, but maybe you're really just sad that you think he's not proud of you, not that you're angry at him for doing something to you. Like, got it. I feel like that's a very common type of thing to happen. That
or
kind of
a
shit.
lot of times fears are actually wishes. And where there's a fear, there's a wish. But the wish is actually too unbearable to actually admit to themselves consciously, so it gets masked as a fear. Yeah. But you're not going to know that until you're talking to someone for a lengthy amount of time of like, oh, actually, like success. People always like, I want to get successful. They have all this anxiety around it. When you really unpack it, they're actually fearful. They don't want to get successful because of what happens if they would. Like that idea is too...
The self-sabotage thing?
Mm-hmm.
And so
I've seen that. I know people like that.
A wish is a fear and a fear is a wish too at the same time. So, but you don't know that unless you're talking with someone. That's the difference between a therapist, though, and a friend. Because a friend is just going to help you along the way, but the therapist is going to help you get to where you want to go, not where their own idea of where you should go.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do it. You know, I don't know.
Speaking of fears and wishes, what are your biggest fears and what are your biggest wishes for having this kid?
Oh.
Because have you grappled with that yet?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, we've had so many, we have so many changes too in the last, I mean, you know, we're like moving in together.
What are you most concerned about going into having a child and getting married and the whole thing? Because this is your second time around.
Yes.
To remind the listeners, because we went over the first time around.
Did we ever talk about that the first time around?
I think on the first episode. This is our third episode.
Yeah, maybe on the first. I guess this doesn't sound like a selfish fear.
All fears are selfish.
Yeah. My selfish fear is how do I balance... Because I've developed to be a very independent person, but I don't want to be independent and lonely, right? Like, I want to have a family. I want to have a life. I love being with Mark.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, boop, Randy.
Yeah. You know, like, and so how to balance my own self-identity and autonomy with also letting people in and having it not just be about me. You know what I mean? Like, so that's...
Trying to add +1 instead of dividing your attention amongst yourself and the baby and Mark.
Because to me, I think after the first one crashed and burned, my reaction to survive was just to like, okay, it's just me. I need to take care of myself. I need to build myself from the ground up. And I never gave space to let someone in. And so now I'm doing that. And it's even like little things. Like Mark is he's so sweet. Like, it's not like he like cares what I'm doing, but he wants to know what I'm doing so then he can plan his schedule too. Well, you know, like I actually have someone that wants to hang out with me, which is amazing. So it's, but it's like...
You fucked up with me, just letting you.
Yeah. It's like letting someone, like that's like a fear of like...
shots over here. He's 5 months pregnant and says, hey, if you want to hang out. Yeah. I know I can't get you pregnant now, so we can definitely hang out.
You know what I mean? It's just like that...
Practice makes perfect.
I guess it's more the fear of like letting other people in and having things not just run about me. I'm sorry, I'm really not articulate these days anymore because of baby brain.
No, that's fine.
But does that make sense?
Have you listened to podcasts? Yeah. There's only one half that's where it gets. So we're fine. This is great.
No, this is good content.
Yeah.
This is I feel like this podcast is somehow promoting something that the Ready Set Blow podcast has historically been anti, and that's the birth of more people on this earth. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to come to grips. I might have some anger and fear in my heart about releasing this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to encourage this kind of behavior for listeners.
Procreation.
Positive outcome of a pregnancy. This is not what I'm about.
Yeah.
Someone who's looking forward to it. Ugh. No.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Optimism. No.
Optimism.
No optimism here.
So, what are you worried about? What's going to go on with this world? Do you have any sort of concerns about? No, I'm serious. I'm asking you questions that I would ask myself. That I would ask myself.
Do you really think about the world like that in that context? Like in that way?
I don't. Honestly, I don't think about the world. I don't walk around thinking about the world. Like, okay, reality is we could get bombed by. I mean, I don't know if Iran's missiles would really reach us yet, but like we could get bombed by someone. You know, that's the reality.
That's the thing. I mean, like these are concerns that all of a sudden you're like. All of a sudden you have...
But I've also known people who've literally went out on a bike ride, tripped on a rock, hit their head and died.
I know, but now you have to worry about that for your child when she's on a bike.
But like, what are you going to do? Like,
or sir, I don't know where your child's going to be yet. Okay, I don't want to gender your child.
So we're living in 2020. Basically what you're trying to say is like...
You gotta just like this.
You can't live in fear. Like what the fuck are you gonna do? Walk around all day?
Like this, like coronavirus. Like, oh my god, coronavirus. Oh my god, the flu is actually much more deadly than the coronavirus.
Like that.
You know that you just can't walk around life worried. Like I actually went to Aruba while I was pregnant. Mark and I went to Aruba together, and people were like, "Aren't you worried about Zika?"
She did a whole bunch of heroin. It was crazy. The baby's fine.
I work at a methadone clinic, and I see sometimes what some of our patients do while they're pregnant. I'm like, well, their kids turned out okay.
That's
I'm not recommending it, but all I'm saying is there's some things I see that I'm like, you know what, going to Aruba is going to be fine. Like you just can't live your life like that.
I was driving by here, this area by the hospital over here, and I saw a pregnant woman by MGH over here.
MGH, not
It was MGH, like Mass Eye and Ear Infirmary. I think I was around that area.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, around Beacon Hill, whatever. And I was driving by Randy, and I saw a woman who was probably, I want to say, definitely full pregnancy, maybe 7, 8 months in, definitely showing. She was smoking a cigarette.
Wow.
She was smoking a cigarette, and I
classy broad.
And I was like, I was like, it took every ounce of me not to say anything. You know, like
it's a little much this day and age.
But it's like one of those things where it's like that. But that's where like society has pushed us now. Like the where it like it's hard because I feel like I was half right and half wrong. Like I probably like the right thing to do probably for me was to say something. Like I felt like that I should say something, but then it's like
too late.
It's too late.
Yeah,
it's too late. Right?
That kid's already fucked.
It's too late. Like
I mean, look, fuck the cigarette. That's
But
his
you know
mother.
what's funny,
late for her
That's
not
his-
to learn.
No, but that's his mother now, or her mother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but no, the irony is though, like 50 years ago, that whole
everybody
generation,
did. My mom smoked with me. It was
they were
insane.
smoking cigarettes with.
Oh, that
I'm
makes-
not saying that people should do it by any means. Even with me, like I've had a couple glasses of wine since I've been pregnant. Do I think it?
Oh, my mom drank plenty with my brother
You know,
Daniel.
but like
Red wine every night.
I wouldn't go every night, but like, you know.
That's what Danny's Danny. That's what Danny's Danny.
Yeah. You know, it's like even the whole thing of like foods and what to eat, what not to eat, and it's just like I don't know. I've been eating everything. Like, but cigarette smoking is one of the things that it clearly is more harmful when someone's pregnant. Like it's a clear documentation. But then who knows? Maybe it's her one cigarette once a week, and she just needs it to get by. Like who knows? If I was her, though, would I do it in public where people could scold me? Probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
The fact that she is doing it in public, she probably is a little bit more nonchalant about it. But I've known women my own age who they've said, they're like, you know what? I had to have a cigarette. So twice a week when I was pregnant, I had a cigarette. I just couldn't do it. And I was going nuts.
Yeah.
What's worse, to go nuts or just to
have a cig? Yeah.
Because the reality is the one cigarette isn't. Would I recommend it? No. But is it going to do anything? Probably not. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was her one cigarette. You would hope that she'd be a little bit more smart about it.
Well, Did
you get the picture though that it wasn't her just one-off cigarette though? Is that it?
Well,
she was hanging out in front of the pine tree.
Hanging around.
It was probably not her first and only cigarette. You know, she was looking to score or something. It was at the wrong hour of the day.
It was one of those situations. Where
so that's a little bit different.
Definitely a sad situation.
It's more of a sadder situation.
Yeah, it wasn't like she just went in there to get her ears checked and she had a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like it was, one of those situations. But can every person be rehabilitated to a degree?
Great question.
I mean, first of all, no one's even sane. Like, if you think you're sane, then you're not really sane. Nothing can. Well, with enough, I'm not saying. What do you mean by rehabilitated? Give me
whatever particular disconnect or
ailment
that they have. Can every person get better through rehabilitation, through therapy, or through some sort of like?
It depends. Like, I mean, some people actually. You know what's funny? Some people are so narcissistic they don't even realize it. So they'll just burn through therapist and say like, therapy doesn't work. Look at this. I went through all these therapists and blah, blah, blah. But their own actually diagnoses like prevents them from quote unquote rehabilitation.
Seeing beyond that.
But that's more personality disorders.
Okay.
Like someone who's like schizophrenic, like you can't really not be schizophrenic when you become schizophrenic. Okay, you take medication and therapy can actually help you live the best life possible. Like I think therapy sometimes for some diagnoses, and there's some trauma too that I've heard from some kids, like especially when I went to the high schools in Dorchester. There's no amount of therapy that's gonna have them like forget that trauma or get over it. Like it was such horrifying things at such young age that it's not sane for them to like even think that they can like just their lives will never be the same. But what you can do is help them cope on a daily basis and that these traumas don't infringe on them succeeding in life. That's like sometimes the best you can hope for. And there are some things that can get rehabilitated in sessions. Like I've had patients after a couple of years like, wow, that's really helped. Like my anxiety's down, like blah, blah, blah. So there is those cases too. But, therapy is more of a sounding board for everyday life and to help you succeed the best way you can and that you want to. Because some people also go to therapy, they don't really want to succeed.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's my issue. That's my thing. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who go through therapy are just like using it just to like mask, the issues like they actually have, and actually like dealing with the problems that they actually do.
Well, the fact that they're showing up though means they're getting something, and it takes people who actually are going that often. Sometimes like they do. You eventually get there. Was that me?
No.
Oh yeah. But some people like to go and they just like to complain. And so it's like, if that's what they want, let them complain. They don't want to hear an answer. They don't want to hear.
It's putting food on the table for a little Timmy in your belly.
No.
Little Gustavo.
But they get something. They get something from complaining.
Sure. Well, yeah.
And you don't know what they get. Maybe they can, I don't know.
Blow it off some steam sometimes is all you need.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So who knows?
Just vent out.
Yeah. So maybe they don't vent out to the wrong person, or maybe they don't spaz out at work. Like, you don't know what it does for them really.
Yeah.
In the long term for them. But some people actually, really can, quote unquote, get rehabilitated with enough work and being open. And you know what? It's not also their job to be open right away. It's also the therapist's job to help them become open through time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're at 6:30, an hour and 10 minutes in. I only had one more question left for Anastasia.
Oh.
And that's, now that you're going to be a mother, are you going to stay and continue to help the people, or are you going to become a housewife in denim? What are we doing here?
No, I'm still keeping my job at the clinic as the director. Mm-hmm. And then I am closing my practice for a little bit just because, I'm working 5:30 a.m. to 2. I couldn't imagine doing 3 to 9. And
you're keeping the clinic job because that has healthcare, I assume?
Well, I love that job. It has healthcare, has benefits.
You like that more? You like that more than individual?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, wow. As much as you complain about helping out,
I know,
vagrants. That's
yeah. I love it though.
Good.
So no, I'm still. That's what I'm saying. Like I still think always will be me. Like what I would do private practice one day again. Eventually, I think I'd like to, but I need to first juggle. And know
one
how
job's
to be,
enough.
Yeah, one job with a kid. I need to do that first, and then I can add in my second job.
Yeah. And who knows to say what you can like tackle on after you have the kid. Like you won't know until that happens.
Like I also want to be fair to my patients. Like my brain's not going to be there right when I have the kid. Like to be working first an 8-hour day, then to hop into another 6 hours right after with a kid in between. Like, so we'll see what the future holds. But
yeah, wish you luck.
You got any more questions for Anastasia?
I think this was my therapy session today.
Right.
Oh no, it's
because last time it was we were really breaking down Chase. Now we just dabbled in Chase's revenge fantasy.
Yeah, we just dabbled. It's gotten better.
I told it. What's the word? Oh my god, I forget words. To heal with your parents before it's too late.
Heal with my parents. Yeah, well, it's a combination.
Not heal your.
I have a weird situation, so it's like I got two sets of parents.
Thank you.
Reconcile. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I got two sets of parents, so it's like it's a lot of like.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shit going on there.
It's layered.
It's
very layered.
Like an onion.
Yeah. So like violent, like. Yeah, trauma is like very like it's weird. It's weird, I go 0 to 100 quick. Like anger is like part of it. I have a lot of anger shit too, It's like
sounds like you could really use a therapist.
Yeah,
well, I use therapy like through. Yeah,
he's like this episode.
He just can't afford it. Yeah, that's why we're working with you today. Yeah. So next time I'm in town, strap in because Chase is going to come back for some more free advice.
Yeah, maybe I'll try one little sessions with your guy and I'll just like save some money.
Dr. P, he's the best.
Yeah, I got to pay some other people first, but he got to wait.
He's the best.
I got you eventually, Dr. P, but I'll be there.
Yeah, there's some other people that's on my payback list, but Dr. P, if you're out there, if you want to do pro bono work, Chase Abel,
he can definitely use it. Thanks so much for doing this again. As always.
No, thanks guys for having me. Pregnant and all.
Welcome us to your lovely home.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for this episode, guys. Chase, we got anything to plug? This will be coming out next week. So after the 9th.
All right, cool. Yeah, next week. So I'll be at Lincoln's Pub in Somerville on Thursday, March 12th. If you're in Somerville and Boston area, come check us out there. Doing some comedy over there, and then I'll be at Democracy Brewing, downtown Boston, March 14th, 8 and 10 p.m. I'll be there. Some cool shows happening in downtown Boston. And March 15th, I'll be at the Comedy Connection, hosting the Comedy Connection
down in
Providence, Rhode Island. Randy's neck of the woods, old stomping grounds.
I went to college, yeah. And I'll be at the Tempe Improv the 27th through 29th, open for Dean Del Rey. So you can get those on tempeimprov.com. We're going to have a good fucking time. But thank you so much, Anastasia. Anastasia,
Thanks,
you can find her on psychologytoday.com. only for a short amount of time before that baby pops out. Then
You get 3 weeks left.
Yeah, then, that's it.
I'm closing my practice end of April.
All right, get in there, guys.
Nice. Get in there quick.
Get in there quick.
You lost your opportunity to have sex with her, but you can get free or paid for therapeutic advice. Or you can develop a drug addict and see her at the Pine Street Inn or whatever. What's the name of that?
Should I say it on here where I work?
You can.
Okay, yeah, healthcare resource centers in Woburn, though.
Yeah, if you guys are, if you need help getting off opioids, check her out. She's in Woburn.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode. We love you guys. We'll check you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Raise a Bro podcast, you fucking bitch.